Peace and blessings, graceful guidance. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord. It is day 13 here on Mauritius Island, and we have had some very busy days as we are getting to know some of the other expats and different folks that the Father is bringing into my path. Today I got to meet some other brothers and sisters who are here for missional purposes, and then also others who live here, and that was amazing. We've had some very challenging situations that culturally would happen maybe anywhere, from having misunderstandings with money because you don't understand how things are working, and how much you're supposed to give somebody. For the most part, if you go to the big stores, people will help you. It's only been my negative experiences, just to be honest, have only been with the drivers and the taxis, and then one contract bus rider, which is they go on the bus system and pick people up if people don't want to wait for the regular bus. Other than that, every step of the way has been ordained. Everyone I've met. We've been able to have a little fun too, which is needed when you are coming to build something and to come into something in a lot of ways blindly. Although I didn't come into this blindly, I knew exactly what I was doing, which was obeying the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But I'm also meeting so many different other cultures and many other belief systems. And allowing for the Father to show me how to speak, how new ways of thinking, new lenses, almost, a reinventing of the wheel, because I'm out of the American system, which is quite different than here. Almost nothing is the same. And there have been some hard days because I'm unfamiliar with how things work here, but I'm not ungrateful. I walked away from something that no longer fit my life, no longer fit the destiny and the path that the Father has for me now. Yes, I was born an American, but He spoke my path long ago, and this was part of it. This is a very beautiful island, but it's not without its challenges. And those who I have met who've come from America, who are choosing to come here and start over, truly care about other humans and want to give back and create what, we in America are extremely entitled. We have everything. And the bigger, the better, the more of it, whatever you want in life. And the motto in America has become do without wilt. And that is my observation as an American. Do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. And that isn't everybody in America. So it's a more generalized term for the sake of this conversation, but that is not so for everybody in the world. Here on Mauritius, Americans have a reputation with the Europeans that are here as well as being very entitled people. And that wasn't easy for me to hear, and it wasn't being directed at me, but it was being told to me about how they feel about us. But you know what? It's a true statement. I had to own that, because that is also what I walked away from. Entitlement. which was no longer good for my son. And learning to allow for his brain to retrain in a different way again, coming away from the electronics. And um, there's some birds that are really talking it out over in the tree over there. Um, and I am in a very vulnerable place because I'm having to lean on so many other people. And Americans don't operate like that. But at the same time, I'm in the most freeing place. And so two things can be true at once. I tell people that all the time. Several things can be true at once. We can be in a place of pain and suffering, but yet be in our best place of worship. And learning to sit with that and embrace that. I actually met somebody today who is here, who is an American, who flat out said they didn't like other Americans. They didn't say it to my face, but they didn't want to meet me because they knew that I was American. And had I known that, being true to my American spicy mouth, I may have said, oh, well, I hear you don't like Americans. Now we have something in common. And while I'm being a little facetious, I can understand why this person feels the way they do. We as Americans have got to start waking up. We've got to start waking up. And we just have been just overindulged in every little thing you can think of. Here, farm fresh eggs are a way of life. Back home, to get farm fresh eggs, you have to pay a pretty penny. And they're not just everywhere. Here, it's everywhere. That's an example. And I'm not saying that Mauritius is better or Africa is better. I'm saying it's different. I used to be a proud American because I was raised that way. And we were a blessed country. But now my country makes me sad. There are many things that make me sad, and I'm on nobody's side except for the Most High God. And so this experience, 13 days in, has already begun to change my life. And I am so privileged to have all the support that I've had behind me with prayers and other people sowing seed into the building that is trying to go on here. And honestly, I don't know that I've been thinking big enough because I've been meeting other expats who have been having creative thoughts of how we can help other people and build and really use our gifts and talents and the things that are God-given gifts to bless other people, to serve other people. And that's purpose. I've had some days where I've had to really make sure that I'm mentally okay with the culture shock. I had one day where it was very hard, but I spoke up because I had a wonderful friend that I went to high school with and grew up with in the church, and she has been out of the country and has chosen to live out of the country now, but she kind of gave me some good information about culture shock, so I was prepared a little bit. And having done months of research and whatnot. So um, it was good for me to speak up because it gave room for other people to say how they were feeling as well, and that we really do need to support one another in this strange land that is now our home. And I've been humbled every single day I've been here. So humbled by God's goodness to me. Some people call him Yah. Some people call him the Most High God. He is Father. He is who he says he is. He is the I am. But he has been incredibly merciful and gracious. And even stepping in with my children who are still, some of them are still in the States. And just making sure that he just follows through. He told me he would take care of everything, and he has, and he is, and he will. I have lacked for nothing here. And I'm grateful. My life is slower. Even within the first 13 days, it's already slower. We live very minimal now. Everything we have is minimal. We came here with 4 suitcases. A lot of people don't know that I sold everything by choice. And I knew that I was doing right. You know, even what I sold, it was excess. And now we live minimally and we have everything. We have everything. We even have more than what we need, really, to be quite frank, even though we live minimal. And there's things that I'm still having to figure out. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do about transportation. But even in that, the Father has provided people in my life to help me through that here on the island. And even making decisions for my son's further education and other small things that he's just sending help my way. And it's amazing. People who are sincere in giving and serving and wanting to make sure you're okay because they've been where you've been. And I'm humbled. I'm in a humble place this evening and at rest and at peace, as even watching other people come alongside my son and invite him to go to the beach and do water things, that get him away from the electronics. So tonight I stand in a grateful place. It is evening here. The day is starting to wind down. The birds aren't quiet, but it is quiet here. I do hear a motorcycle in the background, but while I'm in my most vulnerable place, I am also in my most peaceful place. And a place of conviction. When you step out of the door of what you've always known, and it really truly is an adventure, even though it's real life, just learning to go with the flow and being flexible and making lots of mistakes, but you're really okay. Other people are making mistakes too because they're new to the country, and we're learning it together. And In the midst of challenges, you can have peace. You can be fully calm and at rest while the seas toss, knowing that Father is exactly who he says he is. He does speak to the storms. He does calm the waves. He is working on your behalf when we are walking in his will and when we obey him and love him with our whole heart, mind, and strength. And even there's times when we're not in those places where we're not doing a very good job at that, and he's still faithful. He's been faithful to me in my past when I was horribly selfish, was making horrible selfish decisions, and he did not walk away from me. He kept me. He can be trusted. And he's continuing to show me that every step of the way. That he goes before me, he goes below me, he goes beside me. He forgives me. He gives me the anointing to forgive others quickly and to show others mercy and grace. And this is teaching me to be so open to, not that I wasn't open before, because, there is a certain mindset that you must have to be on a path like this in a whole new country. It is a mindset. It is a change of mind that chooses to go. And even in that, I'm being stretched even more to be open and to listen and to pay attention and allow for others to show me, and allow them to lead me as I'm learning to continue to lead, because, um, being called to be a leader and shepherd other people in different ways has its burdens. And we are not perfect people. We have to do a lot of listening to others and a lot of praying. And a good leader is always clothed in humility. And good leaders have accountability themselves. We have people that we are accountable to, older people. And I am blessed to be able to have that. And so there's people I have who are praying for me, who I can be transparent with, and who've gone before me. And so here in this place, I am challenged even more as I meet other cultures and other personalities and other paths, and people still have struggles and they still hurt and they still have joys. They feel all the same things that we do. And not that we're naive to think that they don't, but its topography just might look different than us back home. But I've met so far some really wonderful people who've come a long way already in this path, and people who are just getting here and who have things that they have to jump over and walk through and heal from. And I'm going to tell you that going on the beach and being in this water is so healing and therapeutic. Just even for an hour a day. And then you come back and you do work. But I'm learning to rest, and that the Father has been answering my prayers. It just didn't look like what I thought, and isn't looking like what I thought, although it's being answered and giving me my heart's desire in many different ways, not in just one way. So I am very privileged to continue to share my journey here and all the things that he's showing me, that he's giving me little snapshots of people that the mosquitoes are getting me. Um, he's one of the downfalls to being here is, yes, there are a lot of mosquitoes. I have on my left calf probably 28 bites. So we're working on that, though. We've got some things to help that out, so it's better now. But I am outside and I don't have any insect repellent on right now, so I'm probably going to need to go in. But um, the Father is very faithful. He just doesn't always answer us with what we think it looks like, but even when he says no. But in my case, it has been a yes after yes after yes. It just hasn't unfolded the way I pictured it would. It's actually better. And even in the hard days, even in the days where I was really down at first, because I wasn't sure, he was still there telling me, yes, you're right where I need you to be, and you are okay. So I hope that this blesses somebody. I hope that this encourages somebody, even if you're not moving to another country, that something I said is a takeaway. And as I always say on Graceful Guidance, you are always loved, valued, and treasured. And one day at a time. Be blessed.